Welcome back to the Overcomfort Podcast, you guys. I am your host, Jenicka Lopez. Thank you so much for watching and listening from wherever you guys are at, in your car, in your kitchen, at work. Thank you so much for taking the time to click and watch and listen to this episode. I am so grateful that you're here. If you guys haven't gotten the chance to listen to last week's episode with Fabio, make sure you guys check that out now. But before you go, please help me introduce my beautiful, beautiful guest of the day, Cindy.
Thank you so
love
much for having me.
MustBeCIndy, the queen of the MustBe's. Cindy, what was your last name? Cervantes?
Yes.
There we go.
Cindy Cervantes.
I'm so happy that you're here because, you know, we've been trying to get here for a minute and everybody's been wanting you. And look, I have a screenshot of you do your questions, ask me a question like frequently, right?
Yeah.
But then there was one question about something and we'll bring it up later, but I'm like, I'm going to save this for the podcast. I'm going to ask her about it. I want to know about this, whatever. But I'm so happy that you're here and that you took the time. She's coming from Coachella, you guys.
I know.
We're in the valley, San Fernando Valley. So that's like a 3-hour drive. So I'm really grateful that you took the time.
Thank you, my love. I've been wanting to come for a while now, but dude, I'm busy. You're busy. We're like,
I know.
But we're here now. So it's going to be a good podcast.
Selling out detox pills. Doing her thing. You know those things wake me up? That's my alarm clock. I promise you, I don't have an alarm. I don't set alarms because I'm like, I know this shit's going to wake me up.
You're like, if I take it at 8 p.m., I'm up at 6 a.m.
I'm making sure I'm like, okay, it's going to take a while. But whatever. Anyways, those things are magical. Amazing. Congrats to you on that. I always like to start the podcast with kind of getting to know who Cindy is or whoever my guest is, where you come from, who you are. I'm sure people that are watching now kind of know, but for those that don't know, who's Cindy? I know you're a mom of 2. Beautiful. Gotti's here in the room too. Gorgeous. But you've come very far. I kind of want to give you the mic so that people can know who Cindy is.
Thank you, my love. Well, MustBeCIndy started, I want to say like in 2019. And I started just doing lives on Facebook, like just to have fun. And literally from one day to the next, I mean, it just like became an audience. And I think people just were really attracted to my life because it's so relatable. Yeah, like I've gone through so much shit that it's like literally so relatable. And people just loved me, and slowly but surely like it just started growing. And here we are. I don't even know how these like last 6 years happened. I don't even know how MustBeCIndy even like came this far, but I'm just as shook as
everybody else.
You know, like, it's so weird sometimes because I'm like, I come from like this little small valley where, you know, it's just, I don't know. It's different.
Small.
It's small. It's small.
Oh my God.
But I'm grateful to be here and to be here with you. I was telling them on the way over here, I'm like, it's so crazy. Like back then, you know, and in those years, like I always used to watch you guys and like your story. Aww. So I feel like it's like coming now in full circle. And I'm like, oh my God, now I get to do things like this. So I'm super grateful for my job and, you know, to be here. But that's a little about me.
Okay, well, everybody knows you used to be a banker, right? Mm-hmm. So where did that shift, like what happened?
Well, when I started doing lives, I was still in banking, and then I was growing, and obviously like the growth I was not used to, and I didn't know where it was going to take me. So I was doing banking, and I remember I would wake up like super early in the mornings to do lives before going to work, and then after work and stuff. And I kind of did MustBeCIndy on the side, and then she kind of blew up, but I also feel like she had more potential. And I feel like working like 9 to, you know,
limited you.
You know what I mean? Like I was there 9 to 10 hours of the day. It limited me to like what I was capable of. And as soon as I quit, like it just became something so
It was
crazy.
Scary.
It was scary. I remember like I contemplated quitting for like a good 3-4 months. Like I was like, okay, I'm ready. Like I had like my 2-week notice, and then like I would kind of, you know, go back from it. But I think when I finally realized, like, you just got to go for it. I was like, okay, it's here. It's in your hands. Like, God's obviously giving you this opportunity. Take it. And, you know, if it ever fails, like, you can always do the next thing. Like,
yeah.
I was always afraid to let go, you know, of, like, the stability. But you just got to chingarle no matter what you do, you know?
Literally. So, and that was that you had the 2 kids by then, right?
Yeah. I had both of them by then. I mean, it was a crazy life. Looking back at it, sometimes I miss it because I'm like, I remember just, like, so much effort that you put into something, you know? But then looking at it now, where I'm at now, I'm like, it was so worth it, you know, like almost like not sleeping some nights or just all the sacrifices, you know what I mean? But it's been a good journey.
And
It's
I'm
been
sure-
a different one for sure than everybody
for
else.
Sure. No, it's like, it's a commitment too. It's like when you do something, I always say, is like, if you're going to do something, do it right and do it good.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna make that quick jump, like you gotta just like, and you've done it really good.
Thank you, babe.
You've done it so good. Oh my, I can't imagine, especially with kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's a whole other responsibility. It's not just you. It's not like, oh, I'm doing this for me. You got to do it for them.
Yeah,
too.
literally. And I feel like the ultimate goal for me always was just to kind of get us out of like the situation that we were always in, you know? So I feel like that's something that kind of like sets me apart from like, I feel like a lot of content creators, because for me, it's like my little family and like the little goal of like just always upkeeping my little family. And I feel like it's never been for me about like, I don't know, like just being popular or anything like that. I'm like, as long as I have para darles de comer a mis hijos, like I'm good, you know?
Like that's always like the main focus for you.
For me, for sure. But it's nice being well known.
And I'm sure you've had people that like have told you no on the way.
Oh, yeah.
Like haters or people that like.
Yeah, there's this one, I will say there, I remember this one company and it wasn't anything bad. I remember when I first started, I think I like shot my shot and I was like, can I work with you guys? And they were like, unfortunately, like right now, you know, we're not taking any like, but I was barely starting. And then years later, like I ended up getting my shot with the company. Wow. So there was a lot of no's, but I feel like those no's also just, I don't know, keep you motivated and like focused and stuff, you know? So they're not harsh no's, they're for a reason no's.
Has anybody like personally ever doubted you, like in your personal circle?
I'm like, has anybody ever doubted me? Kari has anybody? Kari knows my life a little better than me.
She's like, hold on, I have it right here on my phone.
I mean, honestly, like, I don't think I've ever encountered anybody like just saying like, maybe you shouldn't do this or like, maybe you shouldn't do that and felt like a bad vibe or energy from it. I feel like everyone in my circle, for the most part, has always been like super supportive and just like, you know, go for it and see what comes from it. So I don't feel like anyone in my circle has ever doubted me, but who knows out there, you know?
We never know. You might be
be
close in the circle. Well, we got some drinky drinks here, you guys. We're gonna get
cheers, girl.
We're gonna get deep into it.
Get juicy.
It is. How was your childhood? Like, you've always lived in Coachella?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've always lived in Coachella. My childhood was it was a hard one for sure because I mean, very early on when I was little, I think I was like 5 years old, my dad just vanished from my life. So I always like dealt with that trauma. And it was tough, but it was also good too. Like we saw a lot of things growing up, you know, like family fights and just, I mean, a parent not being there, like mom always working and like, you know, just a lot of that type of stuff. But it was also really good, to be honest. Like it was also really, really good. Can't complain, but you know, we all have our little stories, I guess.
Right. Till this day, do you ever deal with like that trauma because your dad wasn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think no matter how old you get, like you're always going to have like the little girl in you is always is going to scream, you know what I mean? And I feel like I'm going to be 30 literally in January and I still feel like that's just a part of my life that I don't think I'll ever like heal from. And it's something that's always going to like affect a lot of things in your life, really.
Like your relationship?
I don't think yeah.
Do you feel like your relationship?
I
like
mean,
daddy issues? Like, do you feel like it's true? Because for me, sometimes, I don't know. I feel like I do and I don't have daddy issues because my dad passed away a long time ago. Oh. But before that, he was in jail for a long time. So it was kind of like he disappeared.
Yeah.
But then my mom took the place, but then it's not the same.
It's not, yeah. Because I feel like my mom took the place same as your mom. Mm-hmm. But I did have oh girl, people know I had daddy issues. I feel like I finally healed that part, to be honest. Like I just always felt like I always felt like I needed to be like in a relationship because I just felt like I always needed to fill that void, you know?
Like someone to take care of you?
Yeah. And I feel like I felt that for the longest time. And I feel like with my relationship now, it's so different. You just know when you heal from something, you know, like, you just know, like you just feel it in your heart once you feel like you've healed from it. But for a long time, I feel like that was like one of my biggest things is daddy issues for sure.
Do you talk to your dad or no?
I do. But it's very rocky, you know, because he wasn't in my life like forever. And then he ended up getting sick, like, I want to say maybe like 14 years ago. And I think that's what drove him back into like everybody's lives, you know, because he was all about like doing drugs and things like that. And so I feel like for me, it's been very like rocky with him, like my relationship, because I almost feel like it's there because he like needs me versus like just being there because like
he wants to,
you know. And it's just something that I like battle with all the time because I never really know. I appreciate the fact that he's around, but I never really know how to handle like the having your parent there because they need you versus because you're just having a relationship with your parent.
Do you
know?
feel guilty? Like in a sense, like because he's your dad, but then it's like a weird thing. It's like you feel guilty because he's your dad, and you feel like you're obligated, right?
And I'm his only daughter, so yeah, I'm his like my like I have 5 siblings, and all 4 of them have like
different dads.
Yeah, they're different dad, and then I'm the only one with you know this dad. So I feel like it's almost like the responsibility is like all on me sometimes. And yes, you feel guilty, and yes, you feel obligated, but I mean, I think this year was finally like my first year that I kind of just like took a step back and like just focused on me and kind of like drove away from like my parents a little bit. But I think right now I'm in like this healing era where like I just kind of like, even if the situation is that bad, like I just want to give it like that one last try with like my parents, you know, because I mean, even though you know that your feelings are valid, like it still fucks with you. You know what I mean? Like it still messes with you so bad.
It's like kind of manipulative a little bit, like in your head.
Wow. It is. It's a crazy situation. My life is a movie, girl. Like it's a lot. And he's blind.
He's blind?
Mm-hmm. He's blind. So I feel like that's another thing that just, even in the moments where I'm like, oh, I'm done. Like I can't do this anymore. It always takes me back to like, no, I have to be there because like, if I'm not, like, who else is going to be, you know? So I think I'm in a little moment where I just need to, like, give it that one last try with my parents and, like, let them know how I feel and see if that changes things, you know?
Why? What do you mean about your mom, though? Because
my mom is another story. With my mom, well, for the last 2 years, and a lot of people know this, for the last 2 years, we weren't really talking much. We had a lot of feud going on, and a lot of it went on social media, unfortunately. And we were just kind of at like a not talking point. And this is something that people don't know that I'm actually telling you on the podcast, and they're going to find out through the podcast. But Karina's party was on Saturday, and we got a phone call, and they tell us, like, your mom's in the hospital, and, you know, she was having chest pain. And, like, I mean, this is literally from the drive of, like, going and surprising her. She didn't know she was having a party. Like, I had to go do, like, the surprise. And I'm, like, knowing that, you know, my mom's in the hospital. So I get to the party. I hadn't seen my mom in a year. I get to the party, you know, do the surprise with Gotti, leave everybody there. And then I go and I see my mom at the hospital. And we had our moment. You know, me and my sister haven't talked to her because my sister obviously doesn't talk to her either. And we had our moment with her. And I think it was really scary because she was having symptoms of a heart attack, you know, and you start to like almost not remember like anything that you've gone through with your parents. And it's just a moment of like being scared. Like, am I going to lose this person? What's going to happen? Like, what's coming? So I feel like that kind of just, I don't know, just like opened my eyes a little bit to like maybe give it like that one last try. And with the both of them, because I swear, even though your parents put you through a lot of situations, you continue putting yourself in them by like getting away from them because you have such a good heart that like, you know, you don't want to like, you just don't want to have like a bad heart at the end of the day. So yeah, it's a pretty long story with my parents.
So it's like rocky with both of them.
It's rocky with both of them.
How are you feeling though?
Sometimes I feel really lonely. Sometimes I feel really lonely because I see everybody around me. It's gonna make me want to cry. With their parents and stuff, you know, but I just go through so much with them that I've talked about, you know, with my platforms and stuff, but I go through so much with the both of them that I think this year I just like wanted my peace, but then also seeing them in the situations that they're in, like it just makes you want to like give it that like one last try, you know, like.
No, I feel it. No, I agree because as a person that doesn't have their parents, you look at it and it's like, damn, like, what are you doing? Like, you know, these are the people that gave birth to you. But then as a person that has gone through a lot of with family problems, like my own family has really fucked us up. So it's like, respectfully, I'm going to give you that space and I'm not going to let you affect me in the way that you have my whole life.
And I feel like a lot of people don't understand this, like, because a lot of people will say things like, well, I lost my mom or I lost my dad and you should try. But I mean,
it's different.
Yeah, like that's something I can relate with you guys so much. Like the family problems, they happen for so long that you're eventually at a space where you're like, I just need my peace. And like I don't wish you any bad. I just don't want to continue going through the same things over and over, you know?
Yeah.
And so like you lost your parents, but my parents are a certain way that makes you want to be away from
Yeah.
them. They're almost
Yeah.
grieving them alive.
Yeah.
So it's like you're grieving, I'm grieving. That's like a very relatable
How do you
thing,
grieve
you
someone
know?
that's alive or not dead yet?
It's like so crazy. Like,
Yeah.
like grieve is grieve, and you could definitely grieve people that are alive.
Yeah.
Like that's a valid like thing. That's very valid, and it's something that like now I'm understanding. But I don't know. I just feel like I've been through so much these last 2 years that I'm like, I just want peace in my life, and I just want to close chapters. And I think I'm in like a different space in my life, and I feel like everyone sees it. That I'm like, okay, this me is not the same me as last year or the year before that. So this me wants to give it that one last try, you know? And if it doesn't happen to work out, then at least I want people to know, okay, I tried. You know, like this.
And your heart as well.
You know what I mean? Like this peaceful side of me wants to give it a try. And if you see the same patterns again, then that's when you just have to leave it in God's hands. But yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is a crazy story. Very, very crazy. But I don't know, dude, I admire you guys so much. And I say you guys as a family, and then you too.
Thank you.
Because I feel like I always tell them, I'm like, dude, a lot is like so relatable. And then you guys are like so chingonas that you guys keep going, and you guys just are always like these happy people that are just like, I don't know, like you're an inspiration, believe it or not, you know? So seeing you guys go through things.
She's telling me this right now.
No, like seeing you guys go through things and like, you know, still like you don't have your parents, you know, you're going through a lot of the same things that I'm going through, literally the same things. And like, how do we get up in the morning? Like, how do we keep going? How? Like, it's insane.
No, honestly.
High five.
No, but it's true. And it's really weird to say, because a lot of people are like, well, how did you, I don't know. I don't have an answer for the reason why. Okay. I'll say, obviously, if I didn't have God in my life, I probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Like I'm very firm and strong in my faith. And like, I thank God because I know what grace is. I know what he offers me. I know what his faith, he gives me the faith.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I could see the light.
Yeah.
I could see something. I'm like, okay, God is setting the plan and the path. And I say it for you too. Like this plan and path is for a reason. You know what I mean? And everyone always asks me like, hey, like, how did you get through? Like, you're not mad? And I'm like, no, I wouldn't be mad at God. I'm not going to be mad at God.
Yeah.
For a second, obviously, like if my parents pass away or if, you know, my family's in this fucking shit place, like I know what God's doing, and I know that I know my heart.
Yeah.
And I feel like you know your heart and your intentions.
Yeah.
So it's like, as long as we're good people and we're not doing malintención a la gente, or like God blesses us, and we kind of just move forward, and he gives us that grace to keep pushing. And oh my God, that strong, the God gives his battles to the strongest soldiers. And it's like, who said I wanted to be a soldier?
That's a fact. I know.
Who said I was the strongest?
I'm like, God, there's other people too, you know, like split it a little bit, like, gosh. You know, with all that you go through, you're like, okay, one thing after another, and then you're like, all right, like, I'm just kidding. It is a lot, but it's God, and then it's the peace in your heart that you know you're a good person, like deep down, and I feel like that's what keeps me going too. And then my kids, I feel like my kids, I see my kids, and the bond that I have with my kids now, I'm like, that's just like what keeps me going.
No, I could tell, and I love that. Like that you brought Gotti, you know.
I know.
I'm not gonna say she skipped school to come here, but
just like, let's not say that.
No, just kidding. No, but I love that you guys have, because you guys grew up together. You guys are growing up. What age did you have her?
I was 14. Wow. I was 14 when I had her. What? And I look at her now and I'm like, how was I like that much of a baby? But you know what? Her life and mine are like completely different. That I'm kind of like healing my inner little girl through watching her, you know, like just seeing how good she is in school and how she lives her life, how she carries herself, like her confidence, everything like that I didn't have. She has it, and like I'm living through her. Wow. I'm like, that's just like my little piece, you know?
Wow.
It's crazy.
I can't believe you had a baby at 14.
Me either. They see us together and they're like,
sisters.
You're not her mom. Yes, I am.
No, like she looks like your little sister. Oh, well, I love it. I love that. I don't know. You have this light, and I feel like our paths connected, mine and yours, for a reason.
Yes.
And to be able to share our stories, and I don't know whether someone gets hopeful or connects. Like I just feel like someone's seeing us right now and being like, damn, like I'm not the only one.
A lot of people.
No, there's a lot. And every story.
Yeah.
Like every story that like I've shared about my life, I'm like, I thought I was the only one. And I'm not saying it like in a selfish or like egoistic way, but in the moment I felt very alone.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you realize, oh shit, there's other people that are going through the same thing.
Yes.
You know, I feel like one thing I get a lot is like, I can relate to you. Like, that's like the one
But
thing.
it's like
And
really like, but, and it makes me sad because you wish that it was like your friends.
Yeah.
Like your close circle. Like, but
it's always
thankfully,
other
obviously, there's other people. And then that motivates us, or at least it motivates me to like, okay, I'm going to help somebody here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, we're going to go on a quick break after that. We need a little
those
breathing.
emotions are like,
Cheers. We're going to go on a quick break and then we'll be right back. All right, you guys, welcome back. Okay, so I did find that screenshot, okay? And it was, did you wish you had a close relationship with your parents? And you said, I promise you that I ask God every day, why me? Why do I have to live with so much trauma and pain? Why does everyone else get to sit there beside their sweet parents? Meanwhile, I stay up crying over mine all the time. Pero así es la vida, cargar tanto dolor en veces te vence. But you have to keep going.
Yeah. And it takes me back to literally what I was telling you earlier, you know? Like this whole year I felt like that and I was like angry. I went through my angry stage, which is very like, it's very real. And I feel like for the longest time, I think I was so busy that I never was really like intact with my feelings. And I feel like this year, like I finally, I don't know, became intact with like my life and my feelings. And I just went through my angry stage. And I was always like, why? But it's true. Like you can't victimize yourself either. You know, there's reasons why God does everything in your life. Like I feel like, for example, if I had my dad in my life, would I be here today?
Yeah.
Would I have them today? Like, so you can't really question it that much. You, I guess, just got to keep going with it. So I was at a point throughout like the whole year that I said, nope, I want to be away from my parents. And I felt like that was very valid for that time. But now, I don't know, because I'm like, I just don't want to walk into next year with all of these like anger emotions and questioning my life. Like I just kind of want to have peace, so I want to give it like that one last try, you know.
There you go.
Entering a new chapter.
We're turning the chapter, and if it doesn't work out, it's fine.
Yeah,
we're strong, we're healthy.
And I just want you guys to know that if you try with people, anybody in your life, whether it's like relationships, siblings, family, whatever, like you can't keep trying forever just because well, what if they're gonna be gone one day? Because do they ever ask themselves when they're fucking with you, like, what if you're gone one day? You know, like, what if, like, so the same question that people ask you, like, you kind of have to ask it about those people too, you know? So it's like, at some point, if you're just done, you're done.
I always say, like, if this person isn't bringing me value, peace. If this person's not bringing me value, peace, or some type of good to my life, I can't have it.
Yeah.
I don't have room. Yeah. There's no room. Like,
how old are you?
I'm 26.
Oh, you're right behind me. Just kidding. I'm all your tia.
No, but I feel like I'm older, and I feel like because I went through a lot of shit when I was younger.
That's me.
So it's just like in my head, I'm like, I feel like I don't know how old I am.
Yeah, literally, that's me. Like everyone always asks me, like, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm gonna be 30. But dude, I feel like I'm 45, 46, 47. Like I feel like I'm someone's like.
And I'm the old soul of my my friend group. I don't go out a lot. Like, I don't drink. They're like, why are you such a grandma? It's like, I don't know. Like, I'm already tired. Yeah. Like, I'm tired of all
the shit I've been through.
Exactly. Like, my energy and everything is so valuable to me. Yeah. Like, I don't have the energy. I literally tell them, I'm like, my social battery, dead. Let me charge it up. Ask me in a month. Like, let's go out in a month. Like, after Shawty's potty. Shardy. Shawty's party. Like, I told them, I'm like, I'm done. Yeah. Like,
you're like, catch me next year.
Yes. Call me again during the holidays. Like,
wait, what's your sign? Okay, not me asking you the question.
Ask me. Like, I'm a Libra.
You're Libra.
I'm a Libra. What are you?
I'm a Capricorn.
Ooh. So your birthday's coming up.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna be
December or January?
January 10th.
Wow.
And I don't want to celebrate. I'm like, girl. Like,
you don't, dude, are you like.
I'm like, just dinner and that's it. I'm 30. There, high five.
You don't want to? I feel like you deserve it.
I just feel like I'm out partied too. Like, I feel like I don't even want to throw
especially
a party.
After the holidays and stuff.
Yeah, like I just want to be with like my kids and go have a little quick dinner and there, you're 30. Congratulations.
She says that.
No, I swear I'm not having a party. Like I'm anti-party vibes right now.
Brandon?
I mean, unless there's like a surprise party or that.
Brandon, you just let me know in the DMs, okay?
She's like, invite me.
Okay, so I feel like a lot of people have obviously said things about like you're very problematic. People have said that you're problematic. Okay, I don't see you problematic, but I want to know why people say that about you.
I think it's because I am. No, I'm
I guess no.
Here's my theory, and y'all let us know in the comments if I'm right or wrong. But I feel like the more people you give yourself to, the more problems you're gonna have. Like the more people you're gonna let out of your life, the amount you let in, you're gonna let out. Because I feel like it's so true what they say. Like people are in your life for seasons, they're in your life for reasons, and a lot of people are in your life sometimes, I don't know, for a lesson or whatever the case is. And I feel like for a really long time, I just let everybody and anybody in my life. Yeah. Like I just felt like everybody had the same heart that I have. Like I just felt like everybody was just my same vibe. And slowly but surely, like when you stop serving a purpose to people's lives, that's when you start seeing their true colors.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yes.
And this happened to me a lot. So yes, there was a moment where everybody was around me and it was all like MustBeCIndy vibes. But the moment I stopped serving a lot of people a purpose, it was like I never
existed,
you know? And I've gone through a lot of things with a lot of people that a lot of people don't know, that if I sat and talked about, I want to ask people this. Why do you think no one has ever came out and said something that I did to them? Why? You know? Because I feel like I am strongly like confident in the fact that every single person that I let in my life, I let in my heart, and I did everything that I possibly could to share a piece of like my cake with, to just share like all my, I don't know, energy, vibes, everything. And so I have questioned myself and have said, like, I've looked at myself in the mirror and I've said, fuck, like, are you the problem? You know, like, are you the reason why like all these things keep happening to you? But no, I'm a strong and firm believer now that the problem isn't you sometimes. Sometimes people are the problem, you know? But the problem isn't me in my case. Like the problem is that I let way too many people in and I had to let those people out. And, you know,
you let everybody too much of the piece of your heart.
And a lot of the times, you know, people want like drama, obviously, when they see that you're not talking to a certain person anymore. Hey, why aren't you talking to this person?
Talk about it.
They want to talk about it, but you don't, because you have a good heart and you're like, no, I don't want to bring that. I don't want to bring those problems. I've already been in enough drama where at this point I'm like, I just don't want the drama anymore. You know, there was a point in my life where if I had a problem, I said it. Now I'm just kind of like, you know what? I wish you well. Like, and that's that. And I feel like people just want to bring out like the drama. And I don't know. I'm just like,
you're over it. It's like done. Like I've noticed like over this year, like your circle got a lot smaller.
Oh, it's like my circle's my kids and my man.
Kids and
my
man
sister.
and Luis.
Yeah, and Luis, you know.
But very little. Those are the only people I see you with, which is good because, and I feel like that happened with me too. Like it's like I go back to what I said. It only, if that person brings me value and reciprocates, if we're reciprocating the same energy, cool. I'm gonna let you in.
Yep.
But it's like if you're just causing these problems, like I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you agree with me, but like I feel like friendship breakups are the worst ones.
I am currently going through that, and they are. They literally, you feel like someone died, you know? And again, like when you're going through those friendship breakups and people know that you're going through them, like people want to know what's happening. And I feel like when you don't talk about it, you do end up making people feel like you're the problem because they're like, she's not talking because she's guilty or she's feeling something.
No.
But I'm like, little do people freaking know,
I don't want to talk about it.
Like how bad friends can literally betray you. Like bad.
Like bad?
It's insane. Yes. Like really bad. In general, recently, like I went through something with someone in my life where it was a person that I literally thought was like everything to me, and I was everything to that person. And I like figured out so many things that I'm like, damn, I never meant shit to this person. Like this person was literally just around to use me. And once I didn't serve that purpose in their life, I feel like everything just started like unraveling.
Once they got that one thing from you.
One thing.
Or that their purpose, whatever they wanted from you, and then they just disappeared.
And it sucks because you want to tell everybody, like you want to let people know, like,
my God,
this is what I'm going through. These are the reasons why. But you don't want to destroy someone the way that person is like destroying you. Because even though everybody doesn't know about it, you know about it. And that shit's fucking you up. You don't want to do that to that person. You know what I mean? But friendship breakups are the absolute worst. And I feel like I'm at a point in my life where there's a huge difference between friends. There's so many different types of friends in your life. Like, and I feel like friends to me now are just like people that you know and like you just encounter in your life. And yes, they mean something to you, but I don't think I could ever let anybody like that close to
again.
me, you know?
Yes.
And no, I mean, Luis doesn't count because he's my man.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't want a baby with him. No, I'm just kidding. Luis is just, again, one of those friends of mine that's like he's in Texas, I'm here. And
yes.
It's like, I feel like I'm a strong and firm believer that when you have space between your friendships and like when you could just be around your friends and vibe and just, you know, be together in those moments and then, okay, cada quien en su mundo, you have less problems.
Yeah.
But when
and
you
it's
let
like
people
respecting each other, basically.
When you let people in, like very deep in your life, that's where things become a problem.
And now, like, I feel like for me, like, there's trauma from it.
Yeah, like you can't trust people.
I can't. Like, I can't.
You see someone and you don't want to feel those feelings of like, is this person here for the right reason, for the wrong reason? You don't ever want to have that mentality of like, do you ever want to have that mentality of like, is somebody here just to use me? Because I feel like you're a very humble person. And I feel like I am too. Like, you don't want to have that mentality because ahorita estamos aquí, al rato podemos estar acá.
And then they tell you, yes.
But there is really people out there with those intentions. So you always, like, that trauma just, I'm going through that trauma right now. Like, it just kind of has that, like
that wall.
You know?
You're just like, I don't know, I'm very careful. But then at least for me, like, part of me is like, okay, but what if this one person doesn't do that to me? Yeah. So it's like a mind fuck. It's like,
it is.
I want to be able to have more friends, but I don't want friends that are going to fuck me over or disappear in like 3 months.
I feel like in conclusion to this, like, you can give yourself to people, just don't over give yourself to people. And just watch how you give yourself to people. You can give yourself to people. You can give your vibes, your energy, you know, a hand, like everything to people. Just don't get that close because sales decepcionada, like for real. A lot of the times, you know? So I'm like, we need some more twisted tea. I know.
We're like, damn.
Jenicka's like, is there tequila?
I agree. No, it's because it's like, and these are the things that people relate more to. Yeah. You see, I'm already my words. What did I say? Shotty's potty?
Shotty's potty.
No, but it's like, again, people relate to it. And it's like, and for me, like a lot of people don't feel like they can relate to me. And it's like, I'm happy I can able to have these conversations because I'm just as normal as anybody else. Like when was it on me? Or like 2 years ago, I had like one of the worst like friendship breakups and it sucks. Like people that you thought like were going to be right here. You were going to watch me walk down the aisle, everything. Like everything. And it's like, damn. And like another one.
And it sucks because when they're the ones that are kind of like doing you wrong, it's unfair to you because you're like, fuck, like I wanted you there. Like I'm losing you because you're a dumbass, you know? So it sucks. I'm sorry you went through that.
You're stupid.
I'm sorry you went through that.
I'm sorry you know. No, but damn. Okay, well, through all of this, you still managed to be social media managing everything. Like you spread your feet. You're like, I feel like you have a lot on your table right now.
I do. Literally, Karina and Brandon are always like, you don't even pay attention to me. I'm like, if you guys were just in my brain like for one day, like you would go crazy. You would go crazy. I don't know how I do it either, but you got to keep going. Like there's a point of your day where you just got to set everything aside and be like, I'm here to be that bad bitch. Yeah. I'm here to serve my purpose.
Just like waking up.
And my problems I can cry about them later, you know? Yeah. Like literally, I want to say a week ago, we were at Brandon's family's house and we were all vibing. I made birria. We were all having a good time. We had a good ass day. And then we're leaving and we're in the car and this one song comes on and I just started bawling my eyes out. And Brandon's like, what the heck just happened? Those moments will come, you know, and you just got to let those moments happen. And those moments are the ones that just keep you going. It's because I have a picture and they make fun of that picture. You guys need to exit the room.
No.
It's because Ethan was laying on, I got to show you the picture. Yeah. Ethan's laying on my lap and he's all just on his phone. He's all, and then I'm just like crying and the music's blasted. So like he doesn't even know what's going on.
What song was it?
But I took a picture of myself. What song was it? No, I'm asking him. Huh? No, it was not. I think it was Or maybe it was leña de pirul. I think it was leña de pirul. But it just like
it brought
just,
back
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
in your head.
And I was just like,
It's the healing, girl.
it's the healing. It'll come like when you least expect it. So, but you gotta just let yourself. You know, you can't hold it in always.
No.
Like, do you ever cry?
Oh,
Or are you not a crybaby?
I'm not a crybaby, but it's interesting that you asked me because I don't. My friends always hate it, but I don't like to cry, and I have to be in a very vulnerable space. I think at this point in my life, like I let that depression and anxiety go of my life that I feel like a deep breath, like here. Yeah. Even with like the shit that's going on with my family, it can make me sad and cry or hurt me, but I won't cry about it because I already know. And I always tell them like, there's no pain that's worse than losing a parent. Yeah. So I always tell them like, there's nothing else that's gonna hurt me more in the world. Yeah. Like nothing except for when my dog died. I had to put him down. Oh, but that one was like a damn bit. That at that time too, like when he passed away, and it may sound ridiculous to some people, like, but if you've been in my position where you had to put a dog down, it's a chapter. Yeah. Like that dog was with me when my mom passed away. Well, no, after my mom passed away. So it was like the worst year of my life, like my friendship breakup. I had gone through something else, like depression, my anxiety, like that closed. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take this as I can finally breathe. Yeah. And nothing else is going to hurt me, you know? But I feel like I'm come to the point in my life where I'm in tune with my emotions. Yeah. And if I'm sad or if I have anxiety, I'll step away for a little bit, you know? And I'm not saying like, I don't talk to my friends about it. Like, hey, today I'm not having the best day, but like, just give me some time. Yeah. And I
just need like your space.
Yes. Yeah. And I know for some people it may feel like the tears are never ending, but I promise they kind of slow down and they stop. Yeah, like, it's like, do I really want to waste my energy? Because crying is a lot of energy. It is. It's like a lot of energy and it ruins your day. Yeah. And it's like, okay, do I have the energy? Am I really going to let this one thing like fuck me up for the rest of the month or the year? Yeah. So,
and eventually when you go through so much, like you just become numb.
It's like
numb. You're like, it's just another thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be all right.
And for me, it's like, again, am I going to put my energy towards this? Yeah. Can I get out of this? Am I going to be fine just to get out of this? You've been through all of this. You're going to be fine to get out of this. Yeah. Why, you cry a lot?
Do I? Yes, I cry a lot. Do I cry? I'm a crybaby. I don't know why. Like,
it's slowing down.
It is slowing down. I feel like I'm becoming more numb, you know, to things, but I am a crybaby. Like,
you know what? But it's like you're letting things go. Yeah. Like you're healing. And it's scary because we've been so accustomed to doing things like living a certain way. You've lived a certain, you know, friendship and all that. And it's like, it's your heart's scared to let go. Yeah. And it's like, okay, no, it's time. Let's move on. Let's see what God can bring from this. You know, I'm scared, but I'm excited for the new chapter for me because I feel like this is me literally closing a whole. I feel that from you, like this chapter. Year, like when I mentioned that you like your circle got smaller. I feel like, oh wow, there's a shift happening in your life. And I didn't understand it when it was happening. I was like, why are all these things happening to me? Like what? You really do look at yourself like you're the problem. Like you really do look at it. But no, again, like the problem is not you. The problem is that I almost like gave myself to everyone so much that I forgot about myself. You know what I mean? Like I forgot about me. I don't even think I knew who I was. Yeah. I look back at like my style, like, you know, the way I carried myself, the way I talked and everything. I'm like, who even was that girl? You know, like it's crazy. When you become like, I don't know, like intact with like who you are, I think it's like such a beautiful thing. Even though you've gone through like a lot of like suffering along the way, you know? So it is definitely a closing chapter moment for me, a healing moment, but it's going good. It's going good. I'm so happy for you. Good. We're going to go on a quick break. Okay. And we're going to come back and talk about social media and what's next for you. Okay. Aside from all this little, after the chapter, what are we going to next? Cheers, Mom.
Cheers, baby.
Okay. All right, you guys, welcome back. Okay.
So like one more sip.
Go for it. No. Okay, so this chapter's closing. We're going to let the trauma and the pain and everything that we've been through go. What are you expecting or what do you feel like you can see in this next chapter for you?
I feel like for a long time, I always focus on like, what's next? What am I doing next year? What's happening in like 2 years? I feel like right now, this year we got our house.
Congrats.
And we've just like been soaking that in that I'm like, I'm at home. I'm with my kids. Everything's going good. And I don't want to plan anything. Like, I feel like I'm at the point where I'm just like, I don't want to plan anything. I don't want to be like, oh, the only thing I do want to have is another baby.
You do?
That's the only thing that I'm like, I do want to have another baby. But I'm like debating if next year or 2025.
Gotti B and both look at Brandon.
Gotti actually, no. Gotti asked me for a baby this year, which she would always
ask for a baby.
She'd be like, no, mom, no, mom, no. And this year she was like, you should have a baby next year. I was like, she was my missing piece. I do want to have a baby. That's the only thing that I feel like I want to like plan in my life. But everything else, I'm like, I just want to be here today and like enjoy today.
Enjoy it. Because you've always worried about looking.
Yes, like
forward.
Opportunities, work, whether it does good, whether it does bad, like my life, family, like everything. I just want to like literally take it day by day and just enjoy life, you know?
Enjoy your kids.
Yeah.
They're getting older.
Dude, yeah, like she's 15, Ethan's 6. Like, I just feel like it's such a beautiful, I don't know, it's such a beautiful little household that I'm like, don't take me out of here. Imagine a little baby, me pregnant.
I don't know.
That would be crazy.
I think it'd be cute.
I would. I'm just scared. I'm like,
you're not okay. No, okay, and I say it with like all respect, but you don't get worried because you have surgeries.
Oh my God. I mean, yes, in a way I do, because I'm like, dude, I keep redoing them, and I don't have any kids in between.
Like, okay, are you addicted to it? Like, be honest.
I don't think I'm addicted to it, but I feel like it's like, I don't know, as you get older, you start to notice like another bump and another bump and another bump, and you're like, yeah. If you could do it, do it.
Yes.
You know, I'm all for not having surgeries, but I'm all for like getting them. Like anything to make yourself feel better. We're gonna die one day anyway. Like, just do whatever you want with your life, you know? Like, but
I thought mine was great. I love doing mine. And now I want to go back again.
What do you want to get done?
I want to get my boobs done.
Me too. I want to go smaller.
Really? I think they're a good size.
No, girl.
Me looking at her boobs.
I'm like,
I love them. No, I think they're good.
I feel like they're a good size, but I got so skinny. Like, I lost like almost 20 pounds. So I feel like they're like there, and I just want to go like smaller. Like, I want to have like a little teeny tiny.
Well, small cities are in now these days.
They are. Everyone's like going back
like fuck
from where they. I'm like, damn.
Okay, I know that Brandon's in the room. Mm-hmm. No pressure, but do you feel like this is it?
You told us something at the party the other day. I was like, babe, did you hear what she said? Like, what the heck? I do, and I hope so. You know, you just never know what like God has in store for you. But I don't know. Me and Brandon are just very like, we're so much alike. Like, we're so freaking goofy, and I feel like I've never had that with anybody. With like anybody, you know, yeah, like he's literally like my best friend. Like, we could goof around, we could be serious. Like, he's part of my work with me, and he's just very like, he's very much like what I need him to be at all hours of the day, and then I'm very much what he needs me to be at all hours of the day. So I feel like
you balance each other.
Yeah, like we just get each other, you know. Like, I don't know. I hope so. I think so. What do you think, Brandon?
He's gonna fight.
Said no.
It's because they like you guys have been around each other for so long already, right? Yeah, so I was like, this is like some things I told them at the party. I remember I was drunk, but I remember there's like an invisible string between you guys.
Yeah,
and it would get closer and closer each time.
And dude, because I met Brandon like in 2020 because he used to play at my parties.
You see, the most contracted one.
And I don't know. I always think of it as like. I don't know. People exit your life, obviously, like relationships and everything. And I just feel like it was meant to happen. Like, I don't know. Like, one way or another, like God was like.
It's like a magnet. Here we go. Boop.
There we go. I love it. Because even there was a moment, I'm not going to lie, where like we were kind of like unsure of going that direction with each other, or like we didn't know if that's the direction we wanted to go in. God was just like, nope, you're going. You know, like it was.
You just gotta let it be.
God was like, flow. Go to her house.
Turn right.
You just gotta let it flow. Brandon's all trying to go the other way. He's all getting pulled. I'm your destiny, baby. No,
I did. I can't.
No, and then I'm like, God, please, because I've been through way too many relationships already. I'm already getting old. Like the shit that you were
old.
Yes, I am. The shit that I would pull before, like I can't pull it no more. I don't even know I could pull another boyfriend.
You would do?
Just like I was
Girl,
on this
you
girl
could pull
Noviera.
another boyfriend. I'm not saying that she's going
I don't want to,
but she could.
But I'm just saying, like, I've always been very like, and I'm like, I just don't have it in me anymore. I don't think I could.
Oh, like the first date.
You're stuck with me.
Yeah. Whether you
like
it or
please
not.
Don't leave me.
No, but I get it. Like, it's like you don't want to like have to redo it, and like this, you're fine. You love where you're at right now.
Yeah, like I also feel like I just don't think there's anything better too. You know, like I feel like it's already at a point where it's just so beautiful that I'm like, I don't think.
Damn.
I don't think there's. I just don't think there's anything better.
You do really said.
I do. Like, there's nothing better than me, babe. Like, don't even try it.
Oh my god. Okay, well, what about like work-wise? Do you want to do like something? Like, what is something you've always had on your heart that you wanted to do?
I want to write a book. But with all these podcasts I'm doing, girl, I'm already telling my
honestly,
books. I'm just kidding.
No, I think you should.
Yeah, because people feel like they know everything about me. Like, they're like, she shares everything. Little do they know there's so much detail that they don't know. I mean, so much detail. And I feel like these past few months, I've been like, I want to write a book. I want to write a book. Because I want people to know, like, detail of, like, my story and not just, like, the parts that I've shared with everybody that they feel like is everything when it's not, you know? So I think that's one of my goals, like, because I feel like I've already done a lot. I always say this, I'm like, and this is why I feel like work-wise, like, I will feel blessed with anything that God brings my way, which he is bringing a lot my way right now, that I'm like, whoa, all these opportunities, it's just so crazy. But I tell myself, like, if my job were to end tomorrow, like, I would feel so accomplished. Like, I've done so much. Girl, my MustBe fam goes hard, and they have the entire 5, almost 6 years that I've been here, that the day I retire is going to be like, bitch, you did that shit. Like, you know,
they'll respect it.
So that's why I think I'm just at peace also with like the work end too. Like, whatever comes. I'm like, God, bring everything, but whatever comes, you know?
Okay. So what about everything that you've been through? What is like one piece of advice through your parents, through your friendships, trauma, having babies so young, the daddy issues, all the shit that you've gone through that, you know, hurt you? What advice can you give to someone listening?
I feel like you can't really expect what you've been through to change people's ways of thinking so that they avoid going through what you've been through, you know? But I feel like don't ever be ashamed of anything that you've ever gone through. Like, don't ever be ashamed of anything you're currently going through. Talk about it. Like, just live life the way you want it. You want to cut people off. You want to change things about yourself. You want to change your life. You want to change everything. Like, just do it. Because I feel like a lot of the times we focus so much on like what are people going to think if I do this? Or what are people going to think if I do this? Like, and I just kind of feel like take people's stories, I guess, and just stay alert. But just always remember that you also have to go through what you're meant to go through in your life, you know? Like, you could stay here and hear all of my stuff and be like, I don't want to be that girl. Like, I don't want to go through what she goes through. But at the end of the day, everybody has their story, and just embrace your story, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it comes with trauma, whether it comes with like, I don't know. I personally feel like every single person has something. I've always said this, like, everybody, like, there's people out there that point fingers and they're like, oh my God, like, she can't keep friends, or, you know, she has a bad life, or, oh my God, she doesn't talk to her parents, or things like that. And I'm like, girl, you know, everybody has something. So I guess my advice is just like, live your life and just always stay alert.
There you go. There you go. You heard it from the queen.
What advice do you have?
Me?
You're like, stay away from Cindy.
No. I feel like have more Cindys in your life. Like, I feel like people get scared of those, like, people.
So you're saying people are scared of me? No,
I'm not saying no. Not that people are scared, but it's like, once you hear somebody's story, like, you have a gorgeous heart, and I feel like people don't understand that. And I could say that without you even coming on the podcast. Like, I know, like, your heart and who you are, I feel. And you've been through some shit, and I can read it off the bat, but maybe that's because, like, I've been through some shit, like, you know, trauma bonding right there.
I just feel people's hearts.
You feel it. And it's like, for me, I always say it's like, again, God has a purpose, and it's so hard to understand why. Oh my God, it's the most difficult thing. But God always has a plan and always has a purpose. And no matter how ugly it gets, you're never alone.
And it always gets better.
It always gets better. It gets harder, but it gets better. You got to adjust to it. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so grateful that you were here, my love. Thank you so much for being here and for opening your heart. And I'm so glad that we got to connect on a whole nother level.
But I will say this.
Tell me.
Around the time where I was supposed to come, like, I feel like everything that we said here, like, this was when it was meant to happen, you know? Because I didn't have all of this to tell you. And it feels good to tell you and tell my audience, like, this side of me, because this is like the now. So I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. The drive, everything for you guys, Brandon and Kari coming too with her.
Thank you.
Thank you. What are your socials so that everybody can find you?
MustBeCIndy literally everywhere. Just search MustBeCIndy. You will see all the drama, all the everything, girl. I'm like, watch it, but then come watch me.
Exactly. Well, thank you guys so much for watching and listening from wherever you guys are at. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next episode next Tuesday. Bye. Overcomfort Podcast is a production of iHeart's My Cultura Podcast Network.